Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this morning I rise before this Honorable House to table the 2022 Annual Report of the Human Rights Commission as required under Section 30A1 and 30A2 of the Human Rights Act 1981. Mr. Speaker, the Human Rights Commission has a statutory responsibility for protecting the rights and freedoms of all individuals in Bermuda. Additionally, as the national human rights institution in Bermuda, the mission of the Human Rights Commission is, I quote, a Bermuda that honors human rights for all. Mr. Speaker, to place in context the activities shared in the annual report, let me first remind this Honorable House of some of the main responsibilities of the Human Rights Commission. As stipulated under the Human Rights Act, the Commission is responsible to develop, conduct, research, and arrange educational programs designed to eliminate discriminatory practices, encourage organizations within the community and individual persons to carry on activities which will attract all members of the community whatsoever, and to coordinate activities which seek to forward the principle that every member of the community is of equal dignity and has equal rights. Promote equality of opportunity and good relations between persons of different racial groups. Work towards the elimination of racial discrimination and institutional racial discrimination. And use its offices for the resolution and settlement of any complaints or grievances arising out of acts of unlawful discrimination. Mr. Speaker, during the 2022 calendar year, the Human Rights Commission was involved in educational events, the promotion of principle of non-discrimination and equality investigations, and the settlement of allegations of discrimination. I will highlight some of these activities which are detailed in the 2022 annual report, but first we'll share some of the statistical metrics. Mr. Speaker, during 2022, among the individual protected grounds identified by complainants, disability was identified more frequently than others, representing 24% of all identified protected grounds. Combining the individual's protected grounds within Section 22A of the Act, that is race, place of origin, color, ethnic, or national origin, demonstrated a total of 32%. This was followed by sex, representing 10% of protected grounds. Since 2018, this is the 5th consecutive year where race, place of origin, color, ethnic or national origins, disability, and sex have featured amongst the three most identified protective grounds within a reporting period. Mr. Speaker, during the year, there were 108 intakes filed with the Commission by members of the public. Intakes are comprised of complaints and queries. A complaint is classified as any concern brought to the attention of the Commission by a member of the public who believes their rights have been contravened under the Human Rights Act. A query is a request for information or questions regarding the act or of one's human rights. As it pertains to areas of discrimination, 28% of the intakes concern Section 6.1 of the Act, which focuses on aspects of employment. Among the remaining areas of discrimination which ranked high were harassment within the workplace at 19%, sexual harassment at 18%, and discrimination within goods, facilities, and services at 12%. Mr. Speaker, the Commission experienced an exciting achievement during 2022 in that the Selection and Appointment Committee for Bermuda appointed a first-time panel of 13 members to the Human Rights Tribunal to serve for a 4-term period, 2022 to 2025. Establishing this independent tribunal creates a clear separation between the roles and functions of the tribunal and the role and functions of the Commission. This ensures Bermuda has an independent human rights tribunal that can efficiently and expertly adjudicate human rights cases. Mr. Speaker, the Selection and Appointment Committee is commended for their dedicated efforts in guiding the public application process and ensuring the realization of this critical pillar in Bermuda's human rights framework. Mr. Speaker, the Commission also was pleased to join a virtual panel of disability rights advocates hosted by the Ministry of Social Development and Seniors to address discrimination and disability inclusion in Bermuda. The panel explored various questions, which included what are the barriers to fulfilling an inclusive agenda. The panel discussed societal barriers to address matters such as prejudice, fear, dated practices, lack of dedicated resources, and reluctance to act. Panelists described these barriers as more disabling than impairments, leading to discriminatory impacts. Mr. Speaker, let me emphasize here that creating any systemic change to progress disability rights in Bermuda requires both collective will and national support. Mr. Speaker, the Commission partnered with the Intellectual Disabilities Unit of the Mid-Atlantic Wellness Institute to design and deliver a module entitled Understanding and Protecting the Human Rights of Those with Intellectual Disabilities. This module was part of the Certificate for Intellectual Disabilities Aid Program, a joint initiative designed to provide the healthcare and education team with the necessary skills to support and deliver the highest quality of client-centered care to those impacted by intellectual disability. Mr. Speaker, the Commission was honored to celebrate Human Rights Day with the Bermuda Society of Arts and Work Academy Student Club. The commemorative art exhibit invited submissions supporting Article 1 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. Human Rights Day 2022 also signaled the start of United Nations' year-long campaign to showcase the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by focusing on its legacy, relevance, and activism. Mr. Speaker, I invite this Honorable House to read through the annual report of the Human Rights Commission and become informed about the engagements, educational activities, accomplishments, and legal matters that the Commission was involved in during the 2022 reporting period. Mr. Speaker, I commend the officers of the Commission under the leadership of the Executive Officer, Ms. Lisa Reed, for their steadfastness and commitment to the work of the Human Rights Commission and for being trusted stewards of the Human Rights Act. As I close, I encourage the general public to also read the annual report, which is accessible on the website at www.humanrights.bm. The public should also contact the Office of Human Rights Commission at 295-5859 if they want more information about their rights or if they believe they have been discriminated against. The Human Rights Commission stands ready to lend support, and it is determined to fulfill its mission of creating a Bermuda that honors human rights for all. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.